Welcome back to another edition of Chase's Adventures, guys. If the shirt doesn't give it away, today we're going to be putting up Christmas decorations. This isn't even all of the totes that we have for our decorations. That being said, it will take me probably a couple days within this video to put up decorations. So if you see me switching in and out of different Christmas attire, that's the reason why. Because it's going to take me probably at least 2 days or more to put up as many decorations as we have. We got all kinds of stuff, guys. We got almost every tree in every room. We've got a Christmas village. We've got Christmas stuff on top of a balcony. And you all are going to be able to see it, and maybe we'll give you guys some tips and tricks on the way. And for those who think that this might be a little too early to celebrate, that's okay. Because Christmas should be celebrated however you want it to be celebrated. But in my case, with all the stuff that I have, I'm not putting all this stuff up for a month and then have to turn back around and take it down. So with that being said, guys, let's rock and roll. It's Christmas time. One of the few things that I probably want to get started on is the outside. Out with the old, in with the new. So I'm going to have to take down all the Halloween decorations, and now I'm going to have to put up this whole gaggle of Christmas decorations. And trust me guys, it's not going to be an easy task. Cue the hyperlapse. Alright, I'm almost done taking down all the decorations. I gotta try to get all this done tonight, because allegedly it's going to rain a little bit tonight in the middle of the night. So, I'm trying to get it done as quick as possible. I got my little helper over here. So, bear with me. Let's get this done. Let's go. Sorry about the mess behind me, but obviously I've got all the totes down. It's starting to get pretty late, guys. I think this will have to be an activity to do the lights outside tomorrow night. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much. It should clear up in the early morning. And I just realized once I got everything down that I needed to clean out the gutters, and that's a task in its own. So tomorrow will be the job of putting up the actual Christmas lights. So we're going to try to do a little something while we're waiting. A little passion project of mine that I've been working on for the past 2 years. I've always wanted one of these, and I finally got one. Well, I should say I finally made one. My very own Christmas village with a little bit of everything that I love, a little bit of everything that my family loves. So without further ado, let's get started on that for the night. Alright guys, well, what we have here is what the village is going to be placed on. This is some contraption that I ended up making about a year ago. It ended up just being, first of all, put on basically like cardboard, and then eventually I went out to the hardware store. I got me a couple boards. I cut them in half. I put these hinges right here. I painted them white. And what's going to go on the back of here is going to be basically a board or a background for the village, and I'll get to show you all of that as well. All of this stuff that I made is completely portable, completely foldable, and you could end up just putting it in the garage, folded away. It may be even just that thick, and it doesn't take up any room at all. I was also very lucky to be able to put all of my Christmas village all in one tote. And I'll show you all that as well, and how to store it and how to keep it. So this is a lot of real estate, if you will, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on this. One of which is an electric train that should turn on the same time of every day and turn off the same time every day. It'll also have a lot of elements that me and my family love, such as a miniature Cedar Point with some stuff that the kids will be able to play with as well. They'll be able to push a button, then like a merry-go-round will go around, so on and so forth. We'll also have little miniatures of stuff that I 3D printed that looks very similar to some of the stuff in our town. So without further ado, let's get started on this task. Alright guys, another thing I want to point out. Remember my Halloween stuff? Some of it was batteries, rechargeable batteries. Well, 90% of the stuff I have for my village has battery packs. Now you don't want to just get all willy-nilly with your batteries. You want to make sure that you want to get battery packs that have timers. A lot of them, include like different features like blinking and slow blinking, or steady on, steady off, or just on. I like the KISS method. You just turn it on and it'll go on for 6 hours, turn off for 18 hours, and it'll turn on the same time every day until the batteries go dead. Now, right here, what I have is a large capacity battery charger. We may or may not be able to see a lot of the lights on tonight because I'm trying to still charge a lot of the batteries that were from our Halloween decorations. And as you can see, it takes a lot of batteries. But you get one of these large capacity ones, and I have a few of the ones that you just plug into the wall and it takes like 4. You put all of them in, you switch them out one day, you just like have a recharge day, if you will. You'll get all your batteries charged within like 6 or 7 hours, depending on how long it takes the batteries to charge. The higher capacity the rechargeable battery, the longer it's going to take to charge. You're looking somewhere between 4 to 6 hours, depending on how much capacity the battery is. So, chargeable batteries, all of my houses, pretty good stuff. What's up, guys? All right, today is day 2 of trying to go do the outdoor stuff today. I'm not going to try to waste a whole lot of time, but it did rain last night, so it's going to be a little bit of a messy job today. I've got my coat on, and I'm going to be cleaning out the gutters first, and then we're going to work on my favorite part, and that is sarcasm, the wiring. Guys, here's a tip of the day. If you do this every year, I highly suggest not only just taking pictures of your glorious work when it's done, but just snap a picture of like what you did the year before, how you wired everything, how you plugged in and everything. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run, because 365 days will go by and you'll completely forget on how you completed this masterpiece and your wiring work. I pride myself I pride myself a lot in my wiring and hiding the wires and everything and keeping it out of the way. And if you do the same, it's just a little tip, a trick that you could do. Snap a picture, save it for later. That way, a year from now, you'll be like, oh man, how did I do that? Well, you'll remember. So without further ado, guys, let's get outside. Let's get this done. I got a lot to do. Let's rock. Alright guys, well, I got the hard part done, clearing out the gutters, well I should say the dirty part. I can take off my coat and rake up some of these leaves in the front part of the yard. And I think it's about time we get started. Let's go. Alright guys, well, we got all the stuff outside. Slowly but surely, we're starting to make a pathway through the garage now, and every box is starting to become empty, and we're starting to put it back on the shelf. Thank God. I hate clutter. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and get, I know the anticipation is really high right now, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that I do. Another tip of the day. I get a little ahead of myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Like, okay, I just want to get the lights up, or I'm really excited to get the lights up. One of the two. I highly advise you do this before you put any of the lights up. This kind of goes without saying, especially all those who are veterans out there to putting lights up or putting Christmas lights up. Check the bulbs. Just plug it into the wall, make sure it works. Make sure everything is on and not dead, because the last thing you want to do, because I've done this before, is hang it all up. Boom. The strand of lights is dead. Now you got to take it all down. You got to make a trip to Walmart. You got to try to find what's comparable or the same lights that you had before, which could be almost difficult because sometimes they just change it every year. And you got to start all over again. So check the bulbs before you hang them. Like, plug them in for a good 2 to 3 minutes just to be sure. Because sometimes if you plug them in after 2 to 3 minutes, it may even go dead after that. So give it a couple minutes, make sure it's good to go. And then after that, you should be fine. Don't quote me on that, but just by experience, check your lights. All right, guys, let's get to it. Well, good morning, everybody. I know I promised to get most of this done yesterday, but I ran into a few snags. One of which is one of the things that I talked about, checking your lights. Well, unfortunately, there's 2 strands of lights that go on each side, my neighbor's side and this side, my side. And both of those strands of lights were dead. I don't know what it is about the LED age, but LEDs are supposed to last you like 2 or even 4 times longer than a incandescent light. I haven't really had that luck. This is the 2nd year in a row that I've had icicle lights that have failed on me. There's my gripe of the day. Good news was, Walmart has a program where you can order something online and it'll literally be there within the hour. Not advertising it for Walmart or anything, but just saying that was actually kind of cool. So I had my lights within about an hour and a half. And by the time the guy got here, not his fault, it was getting too late. I was literally out here with a headlamp trying to get a lot of this wiring done. So got the lights in a fairly good amount of time, got them up, got them organized, and I got my extension cords all in the right places. So now it's just time to get this stuff plugged in, organized, start the day. So while I'm finishing this up, you guys get to watch a hyperlapse of my wife decorating the living room. Let's go. Alright, a little bit of a sneak peek of what I'm doing here. I have these old ornaments, lights, my wife got years ago from Sam's Club. We've had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and the lights have finally died. I checked them last night, I replaced the bulbs, and now they're just not working. So what I ended up doing was finding some of those old lights that only halfway work and halfway don't work, and I basically threw them in there, and they're kind of, I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're working. So I recycled the lights that were only working halfway, and it was just enough lights to get the job done. So that's a little tip and trick, guys, that you can do. If you got something like this that isn't working, just recycle some lights or buy some new lights and try to reline it and make it work. All right, let's go. All right, what's up, guys? So we're finishing up outside. The girls are doing the final thing to the porch. We got these little Charlie Brown trees, if you will. We've had them for years, probably as long as Elena's been alive. And we let them decorate them. We got some old ornaments that we let them just do whatever they want with them. They're gonna fluff the tree, get the decorations on. Let's go.
I was already starting.
Alright guys, so our house has this little balcony area, just a loft in its own little space. So we try to make the best of it, and we decorate it. And what we like to do during Christmas is put a bunch of Christmas decorations on top of it. One of which is a Grinch themed Christmas tree. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you know what Hobby Lobby is, or if now they're coming out in Walmart's, they got the little bent over Christmas tree looking thing. They call it the whimsical tree. And that's going to be kind of the highlight of what'll be up here on the Christmas tree. So without further ado, let's get the balcony decorated. All right. Almost done fluffing up the tree. Fluffing up a tree is by far the most tedious, and by far I hate this job. I hate fluffing up the tree. It sucks. We're almost done. I would have you guys on a more of a hyperlapse, but even the hyperlapse would take too long to watch me try to make this tree look perfect. Has anybody ever wondered, whenever they go to Walmart, like why those trees just look so perfect? Apparently my wife told me it's possible that one person, that's their only job, is to fluff up the trees. You need to hire that guy. He needs to come here and just do this one job. I don't even care. I'll pay him to do it. I hate this job. I'm gonna finish up here and decorate this tree. Alright guys, well, we're done. We're gonna go do the grand finale now and show you what the outdoor lights look like. The only thing I didn't unfortunately get to show you is the Christmas tree, but we'll do that in a YouTube short because we definitely want to make sure that the girls have a chance to decorate the tree. They got it all fluffed out. We got the skirt. We even got the cone around the base of the tree. We just need to get the decorations on there. So that'll be a pretty cool video. Stay tuned for that. I do want to have a little bit of a few honorable mentions of some of the decorations we did. Some of the things that we did throughout the house is add garland around the curtains. We had garland and lights around the fireplace. We even have stockings that are Grinch themed and Star Wars themed. You'll get to see that as well. As you can see behind me, my mother-in-law made these little covers for the stools. Pretty cool stuff. Star Wars themed, Baby Yoda. We also have some garland around the ledges and around the loft area as well. And we have some garland around even the near where the foyer is. So there you guys have it. Our house is like a winter wonderland, but it's a Christmas wonderland. So I'm going to meet you outside. Let's get this done. All right, here we go. 230 watts of pure magic. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
I can't do it.
Drum roll.
There's nothing.
I'll get it. I check.